Welcome back to the channel, everybody. How you doing? I just want to say I appreciate you guys being here. Today, we're talking about Vinland Saga. Now, I'm not finished with Vinland Saga. I'm waiting until it's all out in physical because I'm slowly buying leather bounds of Vinland Saga. I just want to talk about Vinland Saga for a couple minutes. I did a video about Vagabond, how Vagabond changed my life, so I want to talk about how Vinland Saga changed my life. And then I want to do a giant video of Vagabond, Berserk, and Vinland Saga all together. I don't know if you guys are going to watch this. Who knows? I mean, my channel's going to be with manga. It's just everything. So, and manga's very hit or miss with my channel, but I still want to talk about manga. This video probably won't be very long to talk about Vinland Saga because I do love Vinland Saga, but I've said a lot of things about my love for this series in general. I just want to talk a little bit about it. Now, Vinland Saga, I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. I have no enemies, quote, will probably be living in my head rent-free for the rest of my life. That's a very powerful message, and you get to follow Thorfinn. Now, you have a whole lot of other characters. Askeladd's really good, and Canute is a really good villain too. Like, you have two great villains, and I wouldn't even argue that Askeladd is much of a villain. Yes, what he did to Thorfinn's father is wrong, but also it's like Thorfinn's rage and just fury of what his focus was, of what he wanted to do to Askeladd, is so justified, but also it's like, wow. Thorfinn went from I want to kill all my enemies to I have no enemies is so powerful, and through his whole movements. No joke, the first two arcs of Vinland Saga is what's deep about it, which makes it so impactful. Thorfinn as a main character, I will tell people this all the time. Like, if I get asked, Zach, who's some of your favorite main characters? Who's your favorite anime characters? Tell us a couple of them. When I used to be a lot younger, I would say like Goku was in Naruto, but now I'm like Thorfinn, Guts, Musashi. Don't get me wrong, I still love Goku. Goku's probably in my top 10 still. He's literally tattooed on my body, so it makes sense. When I tell people Thorfinn is easily one of my favorite main characters or just favorite anime characters of all time, it's not because he has these crazy powers, but it's the life and role of what he goes through. Every single thing he goes through, of losing his father and just murdering so many people to get, just so he can have a rematch against Askeladd, because he wants to kill Askeladd in a fair way. And all of season 1 in the first arc of Vinland Saga, because I read Vinland Saga before I watched the show. But once you get through that first arc, and the realization is when Askeladd dies, Thorfinn doesn't know what to do with himself anymore. He feels like he's a failure at everything. He just feels like he just can't do anything. He's just a failure. He literally is like, wow, my life is meaningless now because what do? I let the man who I swore to revenge for my father is now dead. So now what? And that's a really good question, because you kind of do wonder, what does happen now with Thorfinn? Then you get to the farm arc, which is crazy. The farm arc, I'm waiting for Guts to get in the farm arc because Musashi's in it right now, but the farm arc is so important. I realize a lot of characters that go through a lot, they just need to go on a farm for like 6-7 months or even a year and they're just fine. And that's what happens with Thorfinn. He does end up going on the farm arc, and it is a crazy arc because nothing truly really happens. There's some things that happen, especially towards the end, but it's more of just character development, character motives of every single thing that happens in Vinland Saga. The best part about all of this is you meet Einor in season 2 or the second arc of Vinland Saga, and he is the reason that really pushes Thorfinn as a character, pushes him to grow and become someone better. And the whole point of what Thorfinn wants to do is go to a land to Vinland Saga essentially and be free. Doesn't want any crime, doesn't want any fights or anything like that. In this arc, you learn that Thorfinn could easily have killed people. Like, he easily can, but instead he chooses to be a pacifist. He chooses to not do violence. He'll fight people if he has to, but he'll never try and kill them. And I really respect that, especially because in the third arc, that gets pushed to the limits a lot, because Thorfinn's going back to the world where there is Vikings and war and bloodshed and all this, things that he once was used to, and he gets tested all the time in it, and I love it. It's so empowering to see Thorfinn as a boy that just wanted revenge to become a man who doesn't want that, he just wants peace, because now he found a family again. He found the woman who he's going to be with forever. He found a great group of friends to be with him, to make him feel like a better man, to be a better person. And I really love that empowerment that Thorfinn brings. The crazy part about all this is when Thorfinn goes back home to his actual home, he gets to see his sister and his mother. And I never really thought about, when I was reading this, I didn't really process that Thorfinn has not seen these two in years, since he was a little boy that left with his father, even though his father didn't want him to go. And when you get to witness Thorfinn's father dying, and you just feel that moment of Thorfinn yelling, "I'm going to kill you," it's so deep, and just you get a chill every time. So going through all this, just the trauma and the depression of what Thorfinn truly goes through weighs on you, especially the farm arc. That's why a lot of people really talk about, like, the farm arc is just crazy, because you just are seeing Thorfinn destroyed, and he's slowly rebuilding himself. And the only reason why he rebuilds himself is because he has one friend. Sometimes that's all you need, is just a good friend in your life. Because when Thorfinn was with Askeladd, he didn't have friends. He was just by himself, because all he wanted to do was kill Askeladd. And it's just such crazy, beautiful things. And I do think about, when I was reading Vagabond, I really was looking at, like, a lot of things that are a lot of the same similarities between Vinland Saga, Vagabond, and Berserk. And there's a lot. And I really understand why a lot of people really focus on these three for, well, everything. So I will make a video about the three of those in the future. I'm looking forward to doing that. But I just want to talk about Vinland Saga for a couple minutes, of what Vinland Saga has done for me to change my view on things and just outlook on things, and not be as spiteful and resentful and just envious towards people. Because at the end of the day, you have no enemies. You truly do not have any enemies. And I think that's just such a strong thing to say in this story. If you guys made it to the end of the video, what do you guys think about Vinland Saga? Are you guys big fans of Vinland Saga, or have you not read Vinland Saga? Have I convinced you to possibly check out Vinland Saga? If so, I would love to know down below. Who is your favorite character in Vinland Saga besides Thorfinn? I would love to know. Mine has always been Thorkel. I like Thorkel. He's always been one of my favorites. So if you guys like Thorkel, let me know. And of course, make sure you guys stay safe, stay humble, and tell someone you love them. I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay weird.